Once upon a time, you couldn't walk down a high street without passing 3 or 4 proper pubs, each with its own crowd, its own stories, its own life. Now, half of them are flats for folk who can barely tell the difference between a pint of heavy and a glass of tap water. Over the last 40 years, Britain's seen a slow, miserable death of the local pub. And it's not by accident either. It's death by 1,000 cuts. Greed, short-sighted politicians, and a culture that's traded community for convenience. First came the sky-high property prices. Developers sniffed a fast buck and started buying up old pubs just to rip their guts out and sell them as luxury shoeboxes. Who needs a community hub when you can squeeze another £1,000,000 out of a pokey wee flat, eh? And if they didn't bulldoze the place, they revamped it. Out went the darts board and the old regulars, in came the avocado toast and the craft gin with fancy labels. Call that a pub? It's no a pub, it's a theme park for people who can't handle a real pint. Then there was the smoking ban in 2007. Now, I'm not saying folk shouldn't breathe clean air, but for a lot of the older drinkers, standing out in the rain for a smoke wasn't exactly part of the night out they'd been enjoying for decades. So they just stopped going out to their local pubs. And don't even get me started on supermarket booze. You can't compete when Asda's flogging a crate of lager for the price of 2 pints in your local. So instead of visiting their local, folks stayed in their living rooms, quietly getting smashed with only the TV to keep them company. Now, we live in a country where folk think socialising means scrolling through their phones and texting a link of the latest funny video on YouTube. Meanwhile, the old pubs, the real soul of our communities, are turned into sterile blocks of flats not fit for man nor beast. The local pub wasn't just a place to get a drink. It was where you sorted out a job, where you made pals for life, where you had a shoulder to cry on after a bad week. That's what we've lost. And I'll tell you, we'll be poorer for it in ways folk won't even understand till it's too bloody late. You can tear down a building, aye, but tear down the heart of a community, and you'll never build that back.